The phone vibrated once against my thigh. Not a call. A confirmation. Across the Christmas table, crystal glasses trembled as laughter bounced off the walls. My wife's mother leaned back in her chair, lips tight with practiced disgust. "Stop begging for money," she said, loud enough to humiliate, soft enough to sound reasonable. "It's embarrassing." Forks paused. Nods followed. Agreement passed like a disease. I smiled. Not the warm kind. The controlled one. The kind you wear when you already know the ending. I unlocked my phone under the table. Scrolled once. Tapped a contact, saved under a name no one questioned. FINAL17. "Freeze the account," I said quietly into the receiver. Effective immediately. The laughter didn't stop right away. Why would it? They still thought I was the man they had been draining for years. The fool who apologized for not giving enough. The husband whose worth was measured by how quickly he transferred money. My wife didn't laugh. She went still. Her eyes flicked to my phone. Then to her mother. Then back to me. In that moment, the air changed. Somewhere between the cranberry sauce and the cheap applause, her lies began to suffocate her. And I let them. It hadn't started at Christmas. It never does. It started months earlier, with numbers that didn't add up, withdrawals I didn't make, accounts I didn't recognize. Every time I asked, she smiled. Soft. Reassuring. Lying. "Investments," she said. "Family emergencies." You wouldn't understand. I believed her longer than I should have. Not because I was weak, but because trust is a habit. A dangerous one. Then came the call. "If you want to join Thanksgiving," my daughter-in-law snapped over the phone one afternoon, "come wash the dishes first." I said nothing, just listened. The contempt was casual. "Comfortable. Practiced," I replied with a single word. "Enjoy." That night, alone in my study, I opened files I hadn't touched in years. Offshore statements, property deeds, a life I had built quietly, separately. Insurance against exactly this kind of betrayal. I realized something then. They didn't know me at all. They only knew what I allowed them to take. I stopped asking questions. That frightened her more than anger ever could. I watched instead. The way she guarded her phone. The way she flinched when I mentioned banks. The sudden generosity to her family paid for with my silence. I pulled records. Not angrily. Methodically. Transfers routed through accounts in her maiden name. Loans taken against assets she didn't own. Lies stacked so carefully they almost looked like truth. Almost. At night, she slept peacefully beside me. I didn't. I stared at the ceiling and cataloged every insult, every eye roll, every time her family treated me like a wallet with legs. My rage didn't boil. It crystallized. Cold rage is useful. It doesn't rush. It plans. When the photos from Switzerland auto-synced to my cloud sunlight over the lake, the villa, standing silent and owned outright, I knew it was time. I posted one image. No caption. By morning, my phone had rung 71 times. I didn't answer. Back at the Christmas table, the first scream came from my sister-in-law when her card declined. Then another. Then another. My wife stood abruptly. There must be a mistake. I met her eyes. "No," I said calmly. There was a pattern. I slid my phone across the table. Statements. Dates. Names. Her mother's face drained of color. My wife's hands began to shake. "You said you were handling everything," her mother whispered. She couldn't speak. Because the truth had finally arrived, and it didn't need my voice. I stood. Not dramatically. Deliberately. I didn't freeze my account, I said. I froze yours. Silence. I let you believe I was broke, I continued, because I needed to know how you'd treat me when I had nothing left to give. I looked around the table. They wouldn't meet my eyes. My bank manager knows everything. So does my lawyer. And the authorities will shortly. My wife collapsed into her chair. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't insult her. I simply walked away from the table while they drowned in the consequences of their own greed. That night, alone, I poured a drink I didn't need. I felt no triumph, no sadness, only clarity. They hadn't taken my money. They had revealed themselves. And I had finally stopped paying for the privilege of being betrayed. Some people beg to be loved. I learned to leave.